Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Epicenter Chinese qualifiers. I am Luminous and I'm going to be joined by Ailson for this best of 3 and we are watching LFY versus EHOME.Keen. If you guys haven't watched previous Epicenter games, we are kind of towards the end of the Chinese qualifiers. In fact, we are in the lower bracket semifinals, actually the lower bracket final before the finals. And the winner gets to move on to the lower bracket final where they take on Vici J. So, LFY, a team that you should be familiar with. They are a very known quantity. EHOME.K though, who are these guys and why are they so good? Why are they still here?
I mean, I'm not exactly updated on the bracket, so you're gonna have to tell me what they're all about.
Okay,
And,
so
I mean, LFY has been around, but they made some roster changes.
okay, let me talk about all of EHOME.K's games. So they got 2-0 by LGD. They got sent to the lower bracket at round 1. And then they 2-0 IG Vitality, which is a really good team in China. And then they also 2-1 Vici Gaming to earn themselves the right to fight against LFY. So they definitely beat up some top dogs to get here.
Very impressive. Seems like every region is every region seems to have this going on for them, because I was watching the Summit qualifiers, I think. Actually, no, it might be the other region for Epicenter, but there's a lot of upsets going on all over the place.
Yeah. I think just the other day I was casting Clutch Gamer taking down TNC. That might not be really an upset, but I think a lot of people favor TNC in that best of 5. And Clutch Gamer was able to take it in 3-1, so yeah. Dota is exciting, especially when the top teams aren't always winning.
Well, the top teams are winning. It's the teams after them that are very unpredictable.
Okay, fair enough. So I just want to mention that there are some Chinese names in these rosters. For EHOME.K, like their Chinese names are actually their official tag. So the drafter, or actually the blue player, is named Ying.
Okay.
I think it means like bright or something like that. And then the yellow player is Ning Chen. Something means like really well mannered or something like that. I'm trying to translate as best as I can with my broken Chinese. And
Well,
then
you're all that we got, because
Okay.
I am not gonna have anything for you.
for LFY, that's just Inflame. It's actually Bran from Game of Thrones. I think that's Bran from Game of Thrones, but that's Inflame. And then the rest of the roster is added as it is.
All right. Well, let's see what they got. Troll Warlord's OP. I don't know if I've been seeing more and more Troll Warlord. I'm super convinced that this hero is gonna be a big thing at TI for sure.
So you were telling me about this hero, right? Like, I asked you why don't we see him every single game? But something you said is that he requires a ton of farm to get going, right?
Did I say that? This guy like needs like 2 items.
Okay. So then the question is, why don't we see him every game?
I don't know. I don't know. This hero is
10
OP.
seconds to go.
Okay,
Well,
so
I guess okay. This is actually the issue. He doesn't need too many items to be super strong, but
he needs some items.
he does need a bit. He needs a bit to survive and do damage.
What's
And I think a
the
lot of builds that we've been seeing, I see a lot of Vlad's SNY into BKB.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, what's the build that we've been seeing the most? I've been seeing a lot of Blinks as well, where they just like go around and assassinate supports. Or like Blink / Shadowblade, that kind of stuff. So we'll see.
I definitely have seen Blinks, but it's like a 4th item pickup after you get the Vlad's SNY, BKB. Maybe like a 3rd pickup even, depending on how the game's going.
Okay. I think one thing to say for sure is that Troll Warlord is not a good hero to have on your team when you're playing from behind. I think he's very good when he's like even, or of course when he's ahead. But when he's behind, I feel like you still want heroes that could actually like get picks. Juggernaut with the Omnislash could do it, Spectre with some random gank could do it, even Slark with the Shadowblade finding a support in the jungle. I feel like Troll Warlord, if you're falling behind, like and the supports on the other side have things like Force Stabs and Glimmer Cape, it makes it really hard to play Troll Warlord successfully.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think one of the strongest things about him, though, is his ability to lane. He's a very strong laner.
That's true.
I think outside of, you know, some of the super strong, like, solo carries, I guess, like Ursa, for example, he's definitely like a little bit after Ursa. Ursa 1v1 can almost 1v1 anything, but Troll isn't very far off.
You know, the funny thing is I've seen Ursa loses not a 1v1, but like a 2v2 matchup versus Omni Knight. Which is kind of the reason why in China, Omni Knight is like literally first phase ban every single game. Because he just beats up on a lot of off lanes. And I think LC in particular also was similar, right? I think a couple of weeks ago we were casting, and we were just watching LC like bully even very strong laners like Juggernaut. And I think Troll Warlord like could stand his ground against LC in particular.
He definitely can, but it's not as extreme as like an Ursa. And Ursa just annihilates LC.
That's true. Have you been mostly seeing Troll in the safe lane, or is it actually sometimes mid as well?
Sometimes mid as well.
Okay, so we got that little drafting versatility going for us. Meanwhile, EHOME.Keen got the Crystal Maiden and the Kunkka combination. Pretty old school combo if you ask me, but still very, very strong. Kunkka obviously did have a couple of nerfs with this Torrent. And whoa, LFY with the Visage pickup. Okay. Some interesting stuff, man.
We have been seeing somewhat of a resurgence. I know AUI has been practicing Visage.
Okay. Well, AUI is already very good with the hero.
10 seconds to go.
You can always improve.
Okay. So when you pick up a Visage like this, are you looking to tackle their tri-lane? Or are you just looking to ensure your own?
Reserve time.
I'm not too sure yet. It really depends on what the rest of the picks are going to look like, I think. Because I think either way is actually okay. Especially since you have an Earth Spirit. If you have a Visage to protect your lane, great. If you don't need to protect the lane, Visage can definitely use the space to just pull and farm.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I mean, if they want to contest, having a Visage definitely helps as well. I think Earth Spirit isn't as great, but they can definitely make it work just by having the Visage and potentially Troll, or if they want to go for a different pick, that also works.
For the Earth Spirit, comes down to how good
10
your
seconds to go.
pro kicks are. Seen some, you know, casual stunning 3 heroes, silencing 3 heroes.
I mean, that definitely does help, but the bigger issue is that he's just not very good at level 1 because you don't really have anything, right?
True.
You need the level 2, and that actually does take quite some time.
Yeah.
Especially in a try-on-try situation.
Well, EHOME.Keen is going to take advantage of the fact that LFY currently have really no disable. I mean, Earth Spirit does have some decent amount, but that's until much, much later. So Stormstar is going to reign supreme early on. A lot of free kills, Visage being one of them. So the last 2 pick for LFY really needs to adapt. They're going to pick up DK first. Nice pseudo instant disable. No longer instant, not like before. So I don't know if DK is even as good against Storm as they were before.
I think it's not the greatest, but I mean, it definitely works in lane at least. You can definitely make kills happen on the mid lane with Earth Spirit assisting you.
Mm-hmm. I think even though the Dragon Tail isn't instant stun, it's still fast enough. It's very hard for a Storm to like jump away, react to jump away, especially if DK like blinks up to you. But
yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, DK generally does okay in any matchup, but this is a matchup I could see Storm winning. Like, a good Storm player, especially against a melee hero, is really, really rough for the melee hero.
Reserve time.
Well,
you know, we're just gonna have to see how much help they're gonna give him, but you know, it is Super's
best
trademark,
hero.
one of his trademark heroes.
His only hero.
I know you always joke about it. Yeah, you said like this is like the only thing he plays.
He plays this and like Timbersaw mid or something like that. Or sometimes he plays Storm. Sometimes he plays Storm. But this is by far his best hero. And you can see what LFY is going for, right? Like they're gonna just press A on your towers and push. You got the Visage Birds, you got the Troll Warlord ultimate, you got the Dragon Knight ultimate, and very smart ban by EHOME.Keen taking out Abaddon, because that Curse of Avernus is gonna just add even more on top of what they already got.
Radiant's pick.
Sand King. I like this pick. They were, like you said, they were lacking a bit of disable.
Mhm.
This kind of fills out their roster.
So you see this major frontal push coming on. What are you trying to look to do
10
against it?
seconds to go.
You got some decent counter pushing AoE, got overwhelming odds. Looks like they're gonna pick up Luna, which is she really good against this kind of lineup where they're just like pushing right into you?
I guess there's pretty much like only so many routes you can take to deal with this, right? You either split push, right, faster than they can push,
Right.
get trade as much as possible, or you just try to fight them head on. And I guess with the Luna pick, they are gonna try to fight head on. I think all things considered, this is very doable with their lineup. You know, you can jump in with the LC, jump in with the Storm, and by jumping in with both of these heroes, you kind of force all of LFY to make a move, right?
Right.
And the moment you make a move, all of a sudden Eclipse and Ghost Ship comes down. So
10 seconds to go.
I think this will work
Okay.
against the push strat.
This is definitely much more of a team fight route. What I had in mind was more of like kind of the sneaky backstab route with something like a Slark. When they push in, you just come in from the back line and start tearing people up. But I think this is a little bit more safer, less risky, especially when you're combining Pressy attack, like to back up Storm as well as Luna. I feel like this is a very strong lineup from LFY.
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, the Team Tower Showdown. We're gonna have to go through this for every match. I hope they patch this out.
Or make sure it actually, like, you know, show us the animation. Because I'm pretty sure, like, Monet is like level 1000. Oh my god, we actually hear it.
It's a disaster.
Yep. I think they should not make it here.
All right.
But okay.
Do
Carry on.
you think these chat wheel things should be banned from professional games?
I think so. Imagine SG playing, right? It would just be wow every 2 seconds. Or whenever they could actually have it off cooldown.
This is a good point. I don't think they should ban it. I need to see that.
You need to see it. I mean, it's cool for the first couple of times, but then I could see how it will get annoying. DDC runs into wrong, and wrong, given the path, should have a good idea where the ward is placed. Goodbye,
It has
ward.
been such a long time since I've spectated the good old Chinese game.
Yeah.
Everything's a slideshow.
You feeling the lag already?
Oh, I love it. Gives me time to identify what's actually happening, you know, frame by frame.
That's good. That's good. You are the expert analysis here. Oh, this has got to be the maxed out tower, right? Look at Alpha's towers. Dude, this thing is lit.
Yeah, it's definitely maxed out.
Yeah. Holy crap. Is the Radiant
How
maxed out?
can Radiant beat this?
The Radiant's not
even
maxed out.
trying?
This is like halfway through. Alright, Burrow Strike hits 2 heroes, but they're running out. Inflame with the Aegis. I think Monet also has the Aegis. Yeah, Monet does. Damn, these guys be rich.
Got a feeling this is gonna be good.
It's okay. You'll get there someday.
I would never get there, let's be real here. I ain't spending that cash.
But what else would you spend it on?
Ooh, Afu. Trying to grab some creeps. He will do so. Alright, let's talk about the matchups individually. You talked about how Troll Warlord is okay against LC. Do you expect LC to get a lot out of this lane, or we're gonna see her being forced?
Oh, definitely. With how they're laning, like this is a dual lane off lane. LC will definitely be able to survive against the troll and the Visage combo. So obviously it's not gonna be free farm, but LC is pretty much like on a straight route to like a fast level 6.
Right. Whereas
Decent timing on whatever item decides to go for.
mid lane, I think it should be pretty even. Like I did say that Storm has a tiny advantage, but this is Super Dragonite. Like, pretty sure he played every single matchup with DK, because this is the only hero. So
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna go for the you know, You're not gonna play aggressively at all. You're just gonna try to farm your way into the mid game. I wouldn't even be surprised if at level 2 or level 3 he just keeps leveling up Dragon's Blood. You just sustain. Don't worry about it.
Okay, we'll see. Sometimes you do need the extra fire brief to last it, but nope, you're right. Takes on the Dragon Blood. Super.
Super.
Meanwhile, we got Crystal Maiden jungling already. I did see Earth Spirit trying to rotate and take a lot of the creeps. But...
This'll come in handy.
By the way, Crystal Maiden has like the most cosmetic ever, right?
Uh-oh. Afu too greedy?
Torrent?
Torrent?
I mean, it's back to almost full
quite a
HP
bit,
though. Yeah. There's an X on him, and there's a Frostbite. So, he might still die.
Nah, he's fine.
You sure? Oh, that Burrow Strike though. Now he's gonna have to pop that Shrine. No, the beam coming in from ZZZ.
Beam.
The plays. Torrent not gonna hit here. Super is in here trying to get something done against K. Kong. Wrong knows he's gonna be dead, so stays around, deal a little bit extra damage. Nice roll coming in. No Burrow Strike. Applying it for a caustic hit, and is he actually gonna be alive? Inflame with the plays. And now, Nichen drops the X, trying to go for the kill. No, not gonna get it. I'm pretty sure he would have swung his sword to get it. Okay. And now they get the 3-man shower time. Feels good.
Afu doesn't even need it. He's gonna go farm. This Earth Spirit's getting a lot.
So
700 gold.
who has 700 gold?
Afu.
Okay. I mean that's just boots, right? Nothing special.
That's a lot of gold. That's Windlace and boots, if you want to.
Top lane. Dark doing okay here. No point in Moment of Courage here. I guess he's picking up the Pressy attack against the Grave Shield. Being slow then right click for days is not what he wants, I guess.
Build a farm. Use that CM aura. And not die. Actually, forget about not dying. Like, look at Monet. He's out of regen. He's
Yeah.
like lower than half life. So, Legion Commander. Annihilating Troll.
I think once LC gets boots, he could actually go force a solo kill attempt. Yeah, he can't even come into the lane. You know, I thought Troll would do better in this lane, being the fact that he's a range hero, but overwhelming odd. I guess also a ranged nuke.
Yep. Look at that. Oh, God.
Oh,
Look at how high level Monet's compendium is. Oh, bottom lane. Roll. Stun. Alright, well. Luna died again.
this is looking really
That
bad.
was such a delayed response. Because she was stuck in the air for like 10 seconds for me.
I'm pretty sure I saw a question mark deny. I guess when you're level 1000, you have the question mark deny.
I was about to mention that. I was gonna say Monet's compendium is so high level, his denies are question marks. Oh,
EHOME.K on
he's
the
now
run
on the
here.
offensive.
BDC. Oh, the jukes in the trees, man. Where you at? Where you at?
Oh, he's fine. Well, all things considered, I mean, LFY are looking pretty strong. Net worth wise, not too great of a difference, but
Oh, Bash helping out.
The Bash.
Dark is gonna press the attack, run away. Oh, so assumption from DDC.
All assumption.
Yeah.
Dyer's top tower's getting beat down.
You know how Little and Aoi are considered like the Western Visage players? DDC is the Eastern one, man. Like he is super good in this hero. Haven't seen him play it for years because it's not exactly a meta hero, but definitely could play it well.
I mean, it's on its way back, apparently. I mean, why else would people be practicing it, right?
Yeah, the funny thing is when Drow Ranger was picked every single game, we haven't actually seen Visage paired alongside a Drow that often, but
I'll take your
it's odd to see now that the Drow's not picked, the Visage is coming back.
haste.
Interesting to see this Troll's skill build.
Okay.
Went for 3 and for Ver. I actually don't know if this is the play because it makes them very weak when it comes to zoning out the LC.
Yeah, I wonder if he's looking to maybe snipe Roche or like take an early tower. But I don't think LC is ever going to be leaving the lane. So, I don't know. This is definitely a little bit different.
Well, one thing's for sure. If he gets dueled, it's probably the strongest build you can get.
That's true. Although, if you get your rolling axis out, you know, that might be a little bit better. Looks like Sand King being caught out in the enemy jungle. Forcing a 4-man rotation, though. I mean, even though the gold graph says it's only a 200 net worth lead for L.F.Y, I feel like L.F.Y is doing just much better. Apart from Dark, who is having an amazing laning stage, I feel like the other players are doing slightly better in their respective lanes. Back in the mid lane here, they're going to go onto the Storm. Storm going to get chain stunned, but he has more than enough mana to make triple jump away. Nova coming through, but burst right through the tree here. Raw might be in a little bit of trouble. They need more Soul Assumption. Soul Assumption is cooled down, but need... Oh, there you go. Soul Assumption flying through. Super should be easily getting the kill. And there you go. And I think they're going to try to transition to a 4-man push, right? Battle Trans is ready. Are they going to pop it for the DK? Nope.
Yeah. Just trying to get as much damage as you can out of that DK ulti, but it seems like it's way too many Radiant heroes here.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Afu gets X.
And he is gone. Frostbite's here as well. This is a lot of space, actually. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, but it's dual damage, though.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged.
Alright, so what is the item of choice here, you think, for DK? He's got drums queued up. This is some old school stuff, man. When's the last time you've seen drums mid DK?
This will do nicely.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Because, like, isn't Helmut's Dominator perhaps better?
They nerfed Dominator to the point where there's no stats on it. So, I mean, I guess if he wants to boost his stats, this is the better choice.
Yep. I mean, Armlet is also just a very good stats item, so that's the other form of comparison, although Armlet is a bit more expensive.
Sand King gets discovered.
Who's discovering who, man? Oh no, the Epicenter got immediately cancelled by the beam. Alright.
Luna is 6 now.
Speaking
Looks
of
like they didn't make any moves.
speaking of Helmut Dominator, Luna, I imagine is working towards one, right?
Got the Glove of Haste, got the Ring of Regen, so yeah.
Oh, no, maybe just be power treads
Regeneration.
and a casual ring.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just kept it like this, you know, just for laning purposes. But if you don't go Dominator anymore, I mean, honestly, Dominator is not even that great.
Oh god, Inflame about to die to neutrals. Oh, not like this! Oh my god.
Dude, calculator.
Mid tower's having
8 HP.
technical difficulties.
Fine. Let's look at DDC, halfway to 6. Full Warlord's gonna be going for the Vlads first. Looks like LFY are just trying to farm all of their team fight, group up items
Yep.
before they do anything.
Vlads, drums, and they're essentially trying to win in the next like 10 to 15 minutes, right? These are not exactly items that scale well into the late game.
Yeah, not at all.
Seems
They're
pretty
pretty much
risky
just
though.
for securing.
If
I
you
don't think
ask
it's
me.
risky at all. I think they have more than. I mean, I'm pretty sure they realize, you know, they're doing okay in laning phase, and I think once they are able to group up, then I don't think EHOME are gonna have the items necessary to actually defend the first couple of towers.
Well, I think it's risky in the sense that it's fairly easy for EHOME to keep AoEing down to slow down these pushes. And LFY is essentially on a clock based on the items that they're getting.
Take that.
So they are going to get those outer towers. The question is how long it will take to get them, and, you know, how much is EHOME.Keen going to get out of it in the meantime.
Top tower.
I think as long as
Radiant's mid tower.
they're able to take some objectives, even if they make these kind of early investments, I think it's perfectly fine. It's not like too all in, my opinion, or even at all.
Troll Warlord gonna dodge a torrent, and now he's X'd up as well, but he just pops a battle trance, and look at that fervor going to work with the battle trance. Gonna get the 1 kill. Monet will get found, but still, pretty good stuff. The bird's going on EHOME.Keen as well. DDC being focused, jumps away from the Dragon Knight, and there is no chase to be had from LFY.
Radiant's bottom.
But overall, pretty good fight. Simultaneously, LFY was able to take down the Luna once again. And this Luna is not exactly the most self-sufficient hero, as when she's alone, she's constantly being picked on.
Yep. That was a lot of commitment just to get that troll. And that's kind of like the life of a game against a troll. You think you're going for the gank, and all of a sudden he turns around and bashes you 3 times and you're dead.
Yep. You know, X-Bow into duel is going to get them a kill on the bottom side of the map.
Alright, if he's reconnecting, I'm reconnecting.
You do that.
Gotta hope for a good connection. Please, perfect world.
You can just move to Hong Kong. And cast some...
I can just move to Hong Kong.
yeah. You get to play in the Chinese server, so...
No, thank you.
Actually, the Chinese server games are amazing.
They are.
That's the...
Not gonna lie.
That's the highlight of my Hong Kong days. I walk outside, see Chinese people, feel sad. Log on and see Chinese Dota, feel okay.
I like my freedom here.
Your freedom? Come on, there's a lot of freedom here.
No, there's no freedom in Hong Kong.
Alright.
Dyer's
I'm limited
mid-tower
in
could
Hong
use a
Kong.
little help.
That place is way too expensive. I can't even afford to eat.
That's true. Not sure how people survive here.
I really don't know. They just eat white rice.
Dyer's
That's it.
mid-tower could use a little help.
That's all I'm about, dude. That white rice. Alright, Ying pushing the tower in to the mid.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's
All things considered, these Radiant towers are still like all alive except for this bottom one.
Well, I mean, Troll hasn't really actually started doing anything just yet, right? And that was actually the first tower he tried to actively push. I think it's time to group up. Like, DK is shoving the lane mid. This tower is going to go down pretty fast as well. They are going to lose a tier 1 of their own, though. Alright, my dog's barking.
Oh my god. Oh, mid lane. Double stun. Oh, what a stun. But what a boat as well. Cool. Super in a lot of trouble. Is he gonna go down? Storm is back. He fought back. Gonna zip in. LFY goes down as well. Only 2 remain.
bust down Radiant structures now. Trouble brewing
All
at
things
Radiant's
considered,
tower.
Radiant pull out ahead
Dire
in that
went
team
to
fight
fortify their structures.
at the cost of every single ability, but definitely worth. Legion Commander with 30 dual damage now.
Dyer's mid-tower.
They also get a tier 1, but Monet
Not
running
over
in
yet.
now. Oh,
Monet with the perma bash. We'll get a kill here.
perfect bash. Yep.
Sorry about the dogs. So, remember what I said? I feel like it's somewhat risky when you go for all these, not exactly all in early game item, but very early game base items. When you don't get those early tower pushes, and if you lose those early game fights, it will bite you.
That
But
is really bad.
yeah, I feel like LFY is still in an okay, decent spot. Like, even though they lost that fight somewhat, they still managed to came back and got a Luna kill. They also got a Storm buyback, so at the same time, they are slowing down EHOME.Keen as well.
Yeah. The one important thing that LFY have going for them is that this Luna is super pressured
Yeah,
and is way too weak.
looks like Dragon
Especially
Lance.
once the Sand King picks up the Blink Dagger, like he's only 100 gold off. Once he has a Blink Dagger, there's very little chance of this Luna surviving.
Smoke gang into the jungle. Monet goes through the trees, but unfortunately won't get dueled. The bolt's gonna come through. They drop every single spell on top of him. EHOME.Keen will get the kill. And the duel victory.
40 damage.
I think Troll is really the centerpiece of this push, right? So without Troll Warlord, they really can't go in the front line anymore. EHOME.Keen.
Kunkka?
Ning Chen looking for the stun. Oh, Burrow Strike out. Where's the Burrow Strike out? Sandstorm. And Burrow to the left. Okay, pretty good juke so far, but the Storm's zipping in. The Birds gonna try to cut off wrong. They do cut off wrong, but unfortunately...
Oh, no, there's no duel for 15 seconds.
Oh, they need to resummon these Birds now. Alright.
Nah, just feed him.
Just feed him.
You can't resummon, look, 60-second cooldown.
Oh no, feels bad.
So
I
you're
really...
talking about how Troll is like the main hero that they need for pushing. Now they don't even have the birds anymore.
Oh, Troll might be in a little bit of trouble. Crystal Maiden goes in a little bit aggressive and will go down to, well, a bunch of right clicks. The bolt flies out. It's going to go onto the Earth Spirit, and of course Eclipse being dropped down. They even got the duel for the victory damage. Okay, EHOME.Keen, they are losing structural damage, but they're getting a ton of kills every single time. And all of these traits, in my opinion, is favorable to EHOME.Keen.
Excellent, excellent. This is the most this is the most damage I've seen on LC up until this level. Records are being made. 50 damage.
Meanwhile, we got a BKB queued up here for Troll Warlord. I like this. I don't think he could actually even make a pit stop to SNY. He just needs BKB. There's too much AoE change then. Link Burrow Strike to start things off. Kunkka in a lot of trouble. Press the attack. Not going to be enough. Crystal Maiden dropping the ultimate with the Luna supporting in the high ground here. And that is going to be a Sankey death. Wait. Link Dagger? No. Overwhelming odds is going to get the kill. And now Dark moving forward. Again, trades are good for EHOME.Keen.
EHOME need to buy some detection. That was a missed duel. He couldn't duel because there was no detection. You can't risk letting him blink away. Feels bad.
Alright, CM. A CM Frostbite animation is I don't know, sometimes I have trouble seeing the hero under the CM Frostbite animation.
Oh, that's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
I never even considered.
I got Axe one game, and I was able to get the Freezing Field Connect, and everyone got frostbitten, right?
But you couldn't tell who was who.
Nobody knew who to focus. Like, it was just like 5 snowmans. But then, you know.
Wow, Storm already has Bloodstone. That's actually really fast.
Yeah. And this is after that buyback, right? Like, so this is a
this is after the buyback.
Storm zipping forward. Is this a
Apu? But this is really risky.
Apu is gonna get
here.
Tossed back in the bolt. Is it risky though? The bolt buff is gonna prevent Storm to be really in danger of anything.
That's true. They have to watch out for this Sand King. This Sand King can still make this work. Where's the troll? Troll SCP.
X onto DDC. Torrent not gonna be connected because of the burst stun. And EHOME is answering back when it comes to pushing. You know what? I gotta say, a lot of this is really the Kunkka, in my opinion. The Kunkka makes it really hard for LFY to just take a tower and just run away. Like, Kunkka allows EHOME.Keen to dictate where the fights start, and that AoE buff allowed them to kind of run into this lineup and pretty much tank, you know, all of the spells coming up from LFY.
Yep, that's actually a really good point. This Kunkka has been doing a lot of work for them.
Yep.
2, 3, and 9. Considering they only have 13 kills.
Yep,
It's all over the place.
He's also going for the drums. Not something you see too often, but the nature of this game, I think, a very good choice.
Is this the return of the drums? They nerfed the Helm of the Dominator enough that drums are now a thing again?
I think it's more of they see Super getting a drums and they feel like they need to keep up when it comes to movement speed, so they also get one. Alright, they ping out the Storm. They have vision on him. In fact, they have really good vision in this area. The problem is, it's just not a good area to fight into. They drop even one more ward. Kunkka's by himself, but they don't go for him.
What? There's no way Kunkka's by himself. The whole team is there.
Well, he was in the low ground by himself, right? For a bit.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they know everyone else is there. I mean,
Alright.
look at the high ground ward that they had. I'm pretty sure they saw.
Scan flies out. Super feels like he could frontline, and he can. He's got the BKB, so Kunkka's initiation is extremely pronounced. You will know exactly when it's coming. And this is really the peak of LFY's power, right? With their early BKB purchases. They need to start getting ahead in this game. And they're not really ahead at all. Super gets lifted up.
Looks like they're just gonna back away.
Yep. So I do want to point out Kunkka as a level 10 talent. Something that we don't see too often. Or the hero we don't see too often. So I want to talk about his talent tree. I feel like both choices are actually very, very good. The Torn damage or essentially the Tidebringer damage, right? One helps more so for the team fight, one helps more so for the farming. I was pretty sure that he was going to take the Torn damage considering how the game is going, right? You just want to win fights now. So I am somewhat surprised that he's going for more of the farming route. What do you think about this?
I feel like 30 damage is like the only way to go, isn't it? 40 damage just feels so underwhelming.
Really?
I mean, it does 300 damage, right? So if you get 40 extra damage on it, that's a little over 10% of an increase. If you have 30 damage, not only does it help you farm more, but I mean, getting off a Tidebringer in a team fight isn't all that impossible, right?
I mean, I've been playing a lot of Kunkka, and I've been trying out both. And what I've noticed when I do go for the plus 30 damage, physical damage on Kunkka, is that because I'm somewhat under level since I'm playing support, it's very rare for me to actually max out Tidebringer in a good amount of time. And it's hard for me to actually get off right click in team fights. But if you figure the game is going to go fairly long, and you know, if you're going to spend a lot of time jungling, then obviously the plus 30 Tidebringer damage is going to be much better in the mid to late game. So, looks like Nichan is going to be going for a little bit of a... Well, you say it's the auto build. I think it's somewhat of a greedy build, especially considering the situation, right? They're playing against an all-in early game draft.
I think 30 damage is still the way to go.
Okay. What about the next tier? Would you take the 15 health regen or the 30 movements?
I take the regen.
Yeah. I remember actually I was watching you play this, right? It's Windlace versus like 2 Ring of Elves.
Ah, that's right. Huh?
Yeah. We were playing we were watching you play this in the hub. No, I was in that game with you. I was like
I took the movement speed, right?
Well, everyone
we were discussing this. And
everyone
like,
says
there's no way that you take the movement speed.
Yeah, but you took the movement speed just for the lows.
I took the movement speed because I knew that we were gonna lose unless I farmed rapiers. And then I farmed rapier and we lost anyways.
And you drop rapiers.
I went through 3 rapiers that game, I think. All I took from that Kunkka game is that if you reach 25 and you get that 200 Torn AoE, that whirlpool is insane.
It's insane. Like, there's even like no reason to X people anymore. You can just like dump Torn out, and it's essentially like a Ravage. It's actually really powerful.
You don't even have to look at your screen. You just throw it out.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna hit someone anyways.
Or 2 people. In fact, when I play Kunkka these days, like I just like, if possible, I always rush minus, because hitting that 25 is so critical for Kunkka.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that your skill bracket is very difficult to close out games, so
damn,
might
man.
as well go to 25.
I don't know, man. That's some fighting words, dude. Actually,
okay. I've been playing a lot of Dota with Bambo recently, and he keeps saying that I have a 3K mind. So he always tells me things, and says I learned from the best, and I'm like, who's the best? And he's like, you're the best 3K player right now.
You know, I think Bambo is the most notorious professional player, being on teams that have difficulty in closing out games, right?
That is true.
I think all Bambo teams just can't close out games.
He is the most entertaining, though.
That's because he can't close out games. That goes in hand. Alright, we back. Just to remind viewers, this is the lower bracket semifinals. So a lot on stake. Loser is eliminated from the qualifier. Winner has a chance to fight Vici Gaming, which is the pretty hot team right now in China.
We see what is everyone buying? Dragon Knight is going to go back to the Shadow Blade. He will be a new or a different source of initiation.
What do you feel about the Shadow Blade choices versus something like a Blink Dagger? Considering that it allows you to initiate versus the Storm.
I actually would prefer a Blink Dagger. I think the Shadow Blade is a little greedy.
Yep.
Especially since you have decent follow-up.
I figured that if you have like a really strong priority to break a certain target, then I think I like a Shadow Blade more. But this game, I mean, I guess breaking Luna's path is okay, but it's not like, you know, insane or anything.
Yeah, I think that's the case as well. I don't think he'll be making a Silver Edge or anything like that, but Shadow Blade alone, not bad. Sure. Oh, the birds, no.
The birds immediately getting discovered, and everyone is rushing in. Will they make it there in time? That is the question. Kunkka checking the right side, torrenting.
Oh,
Epicenter coming in only on the Kunkka. Where's the silence? Epicenter is going to come out as long as to Eclipse. Afu in a lot of trouble as well. Here comes Monet a little bit late to the party. Courier gets one-shotted, and looks like they won enough the team fight. They're going to go to try to finish Roshan. Crystal Maiden buys back here, and will teleport in. DDC getting caught out on the left side. The dual damage is going to be gone, but Dragon Knight zoning them out, and that is going to be the Aegis. Monet grabs the Aegis to Burrow Strike onto the Storm. Storm really being caught out as well. Crystal Maiden ultimate being completely ignored, and the right click coming in from the Troll Warlord. Crystal Maiden dies again. ZZZ trying to run out, but Inflame does have to blink Burrow Strike. Blink Burrow will hit. Right click, okay, press attack will bring out ZZZ, but now they're going to go on to Dark, but the Blade Mail redirecting a lot of that damage. Monet running out with very, very low HP. There is an X and Bolt flying out against Super. Super will be dead for good. Nice X-Torn Bolt combo, all hitting on point, but you gotta say, that was a huge victory for LFY. They got a buyback from Crystal Maiden, they killed 5 hero in total, and they got the Aegis on Monet. And that's going to be absolutely critical for the next push.
At first, I thought that was going to be the dream initiation for LFY, but that Epicenter wasn't
hit
targeted at the at the people in the pit. I thought he was just going to go for it, like fully understanding that they were going to be in the pit. But all things, like you said, all things considered, that's a very big victory for them.
Yep. I think the fact that Monet has Aegis is like super huge because, like I mentioned earlier, this pushing lineup is so centered around the Troll Warlord, you know, hitting with fervor, activating battle trance. So all the previous fights, EHOME.Keen just jumps on Monet and kills him first, and then LFY just has to retreat. But now that game plan is no longer an option. Well, it wasn't an option to begin with anyway because of the BKB, but now it's even less of an option. So it's going to be tough for EHOME.Keen to now defend the tower. Here comes a Blink duel though. Can they actually kill him during the duel? The bolt's going to fly through, and there will not be any duel victory. Activate the BKB, and he just want to fight. The bash is going to be there. The lifesteal is going to be good as well. Dark going to be in a lot of trouble, and the bash is going to come through. Yes, that is going to be a kill. Yo, nice duel fight. Next time you should bring more friends.
I don't really blame him though, because you kind of just rely on the troll to do all the damage with that blade mail, but unfortunately just not enough there.
Yep. I think
Imagine if Kunkka had the 40 torrent damage.
I can't tell if you're trolling, but I don't even think with the 40 extra torrent damage would have been enough. But I actually think that blade mail is not quote-unquote counter, but the effectiveness of blade mail is really lessened by lifesteal items. Like, a lot of that blade mail was just reduced by Vlad's.
Oh, Blink Epicenter,
wait,
not on point.
Where was the burrow?
Well, he wasn't going to reach.
think so?
Kunkka started running away already. He knew he wasn't going to reach.
Okay.
But yeah, like you said, lifesteal definitely negates a lot of that, and more importantly, the fact that he has a pretty decent amount of armor makes it so that the blade mail is not going to return too much.
Yeah.
In melee form, he has 29 armor.
You know, a lot of times we see like axe counter picking Juggernaut with blade mail blink. I wonder why Juggernaut never actually like gets lifesteal in those situations. But hold that thought here. Burrow Strike's gonna start the fight. ZZZ gonna be in trouble. He doesn't have the BKB yet, but he will get press the attack back out. BKBs are activated on both Monet and Super, so this could be their fight. In fact, now Blink Duel going on to Dragon Knight. Bolt's gonna fly out as well. Dragon Knight will be the first one to drop. The birds in the front line applying some stun. Monet will have his Aegis trigger on the back line. Vicious goes down to the Eclipse. And Monet out of BKB will have to man fight here. ZZZ pops a Manta. Monet trying to run away, but there is no running from X marks the spot. And despite the Aegis and double BKB activation, EHOME takes a fight 5-0. Considering that the Aegis was also triggered during that fight. Huge victory, and I think LFY really jumped the gun a little bit here, not respecting first the press the attack to get rid of the disable onto Luna, and second, I think they activated the BKB way too early.
Yeah, definitely. But that was really good play from EHOME, just recognizing, you know, first of all, Epicenter was already used, so they don't have to worry about that. That's actually a very big part of LFY's team fight. And I think even with the mistakes of BKB in BKB usage, that alone was like should have been like a sign for them to not make that push, but they still went for it.
So you're saying it's not about them like unable to stand the ground. It's more about like they had no damage, even if they had BKBs.
Yeah, pretty much. It's really, really risky. The BKB is a big factor. Don't get me wrong, but Epicenter is also up there.
I don't think Earth Spirit also got out his Magnetize. At least I didn't see it in the fight. So they definitely need the Earth Spirit Sand King to do their job. Seems like Ninchen disagrees. He takes the 15 health regen or the movement speed.
You know, movement speed is like, or sorry, not movement speed. The health regen is so strong in Kunkka just because of the boat.
Yeah, I mean that's actually why it's so good.
Yeah, it keeps you alive like forever if you get the boat buff on yourself.
And now he's getting to a stage of the game where the torrent damage is really gonna start to pay off. X. All right, torrent. Are they gonna force a BKB usage? I think they wanted to get a BKB usage. Here comes the Blink Duel, and he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Lifesteal giving himself a little bit of HP back. Eclipse, lots of damage. Monet activating that BKB and says, "Bro, I'm gonna right click or not." Dark's gonna run away. Here comes Super on the back line, trying to kill Dark. Dark finally will go down. Crystal Maiden dropping the ultimate. Promptly gets cancelled. ZZZ in a lot of trouble as well. And now without the LC to actually get rid of that disable, he is going to be... Ooh, nice Yule Scepter, sending the Storm in the air, taking out the fight for a little bit. 3-man Torrent, ZZZ trying to right-click without actually being able to do anything. Storm Spirit will jump and TP with Burrow Strike. We'll find him though. Storm is going to go down the chainsaw being provided by LFY. Now this time around, 5-for-1 engagement in favor of LFY. They didn't even kill Monet. All they got was a Visage. And Monet, healthy enough, will charge down the mid lane and try to take down tier 2.
Yeah, and that's just kind of shows just how important these BKBs are. They even had Epicenter this time, but he didn't even have a lot of these usage.
Right.
But by fighting into BKBs, like that was just how bad it went.
Are they gonna lose tier 3s as well? Are they gonna go for it? No, they'll back off. I think the other big difference is that Sand King had pipe for this fight. I don't think he had pipe in the previous fight. So that's another layer of protection that LFY had for them.
Definitely. But for sure, most importantly, those BKBs. It's probably why they're not going for that tier 3 as well, because...
Oh, BKBs are down.
Well, actually, no, the BKB is already up now, so...
Okay. They even have a DD
no reason to take it.
On Dragon Knight.
Yeah, that's a good point. But, I mean, I guess they're just... They don't want to risk it. Just wait for everything. There's no... the Earth Spirit ended up dying, so they have to wait for him.
Alright, I have Scotty. Generally not a common item on Troll Warlord, but I think in this game it's very smart, right? Again, the game plan for EHOME.Keen is to kill Troll. Just tank up, man.
I actually think most trolls actually do buy this item as their 4th or 5th item.
Kind of like a final counter to melee heroes.
I mean, you get damage from your talent, so with Scotty, it's kind of like a good balance, right, of damage and just overall survivability. Because you don't really need that much damage, in my opinion, as troll.
Kunkka gonna get caught. The long kick gonna connect that stun, and now Ninchen is gonna be out of this game. Oh, Crystal Maiden trying to run away. Frostbite. Where's the Yule Scepter? Send that Storm in the air. Looks like it might be cooldown a little bit, but no, they're gonna just kill him.
Stun from Afu.
Yep. Ying is gonna be dead, and that's a 50-second respawn time despite having the Bloodstone. This could be game. Like 50 seconds is an eternity for Troll Warlord. Look at that. Okay, Glyph's gonna come out.
Double damage Dragon Knight. Look how much damage.
I can't even tell if that's a DD because he's all blue anyways. And that is a tower dead. ZZZ trying to actually get some split push going, but it's not going to be enough here. Melee racks melting like paper. Range racks soon to follow. The birds providing a ton of that damage as well. They'll back off for now as Luna has ported back into the base. Wait, is that a fake back? Super thinks about heading back here. But they're okay with the damage, and I don't think they trigger Aegis in that fight, right? Oh no, he...
Wait.
No. Roshan just spawned. Or is about to spawn.
Yeah, Roshan just is about to. I was gonna be like Aegis.
I still had
Not that time yet.
I still had that brain fart where Monet had the Aegis from before. Alright, this is a fight that EHOME has to win to keep themselves in the game, because if they do win this fight, they will get the Aegis as well. Unless they're just trying to sneak Roche.
I'll take that.
But that seems to be painfully obvious as LFY expects a smoke gang, and they're all going back to base.
Yeah, unfortunately for EHOME, the Visage Birds scouting everything out.
Yep.
Gave away their position.
Well, they're going to try to force the Roche, but here comes LFY. The cavalry is arriving fast. The birds trying to be annoying. The stuns slowing down the Luna. And now, here comes Sand King in flame. Does have Epicenter ready. Blink Burrow trying to start with 2. Press the attack coming through, but the Epicenter is going to get cancelled. Silence as well as a pull going on to Sand King. No Epicenter in this fight. Here comes a duel onto Super. Aegis is dropping low. Looks like Aegis being snatched by the Storm Spirit. Pretty good fight so far here by EHOME.Keen, but ZZZ dropping low. He's going to get brought down here by the persistent chasing of LFY. They lose Monet as well. Monet does have buyback so far, not using it just yet. Torrent flying out. DK's dropping low as well. Looks like it's going to be a victory for EHOME.Keen. Sand King, or sorry, Dragon Knight running away. They ping him out, and that is going to be a dead dragon. DDC running away, trying his best. Storm very healthy in terms of the mana pool. There's no way DDC is going to survive this. And I think with this DDC kill, this is a clean victory. Oh, wait. Alright, DDC's making them work for it. Wait, Sand King's back as well. Oh my god, DDC's gonna survive. And now Ying is out of mana. Sudoku's gonna come out, and that wait. That means Dark is also gonna be in a lot of trouble as well. The micro from DDC looking for the duel, but there's a Yule Scepter setting him up as well. And this is like a pinata. He's just being bounced around by 3 heroes. Oh, he's completely dead. The plays from DDC, I thought he was dead for sure.
Never underestimate Gravekeeper's Cloak and Solar Crest. Made it so hard for them to kill him. And
yeah, and the two
Storm
birds.
Not having enough mana. Yeah, really nicely played by him.
And they baited him all the way from Roshan Pit all the way to like the tier 2, allowing the LFY heroes to come in. So, you know, with a Storm dying there, I think that team fight was more of a wash because he got the Aegis, right? The Aegis was triggered in the fight, and then he died again. I don't know.
If it wasn't for that snatch, that team fight would have been so bad for EHOME. But luckily, because they ended up stealing that that Aegis, all things considered, I think EHOME can still, you know, make it back in this game. Because while LFY are ahead, their BKBs are at 5 seconds, and I think that's a very important thing to note.
While that's true, and I do agree with you, I think LFY is just one team fight victory away from winning this game, right? You have a Tro. As long as you get like 1 or 2 random picks, or just win slightly in a team fight and Tro's alive, they lose buildings. Whereas I think EHOME.Keen has to win their team fights in more of a lopsided fashion to defend their base. So
I actually think their late game is a lot better than LFY's. I think like as long as they manage to hold over and over again,
right,
they'll end up winning this game. If they manage to hold like the next two to three team fights, maybe not even 3, maybe just like 2 is all it takes.
Well, we're essentially saying the same thing, right? EHOME.Keen has to hold over and over again, whereas LFY just need one opening, and that one opening is going to get them the second or even the third set of racks. So EHOME.Keen's got their back against the wall.
Troll's gonna be going for the MKB. Gotta get rid of that Kunkka Solar Crest, as well as the Luna Butterfly.
Yep. Oh, they see the Kunkka. Kunkka. Oh, Ying is gonna try to help his buddy out, but I don't think Ninchin will make it out of here. He's Glimmer Caped as well, but the persistent chain stun. He's gonna throw out the buff for the Coco Rum, and he's actually tanking so much. Look, he's gaining HP under focus, but looks like he is gonna get fought down. They ignore all of his bolt, they ignore all of his buff, and everyone has to retreat. And now, the creep wave is not really where they need to be, especially on the bottom side of the map, but looks like they're gonna try to enter in from the mid and go bottom.
Alright, this looks rough. They did commit the Eclipse as well, and there was not a single trade.
Alright, here comes the birds, Dragon Knight, Battle Trance. Here comes the Battle Trance. Damage output is fast and furious. Glyph gonna get forced out. And back they go. I think that's all they're gonna get out of this one because of the creeps are gonna get stopped on the mid.
Kind of interesting to see how they gave up kind of easily, even with Kunkka out of the picture.
Well, Kunkka is gonna respawn, right? And they didn't have a creep wave on the bottom, so.
Oh, that's true.
Interesting item choice queued up by Sanking. Ethereal Blade. To, I guess, prevent a duel?
Yeah.
Defensive shotgun somebody?
It's not even somebody, it's pretty much your troll.
Yeah.
Well, to some extent your DK, but DK has Satanic, so it's not as scary, but if Troll gets Blade Mail dueled at this point, it could be lethal, so I guess the E-Blade is to protect them from that.
Very good scan. It seems like all these jumps are being found completely. Again, Ninchin's gonna get caught out here on the left side. The kick will miss though. They are gonna go for the Luna. The bolt's gonna come out. Press the attack. Trying to get ZZZ out. Here comes the Dragon Knight in the front line. No BKB being... There is a BKB. Now he's going to go on ZZZ. Storm's jumping in, activating his own BKB as well. But Monet doesn't care. He's going for the right click here. Dark in a lot of trouble. Dark just getting perma bash. Torn will hit to 2. And the BKBs are running out. But Super, he's got Satanic. He's getting all of his HP back. Kunkka in a lot of trouble as well. Defensive heal here coming out from the Earth Spirit, keeping himself alive. Afu looks like he will get caught out. But ZZZ, he's trying to run away. DDC, where's the Soul Assumption? He's have it on cooldown. Soul Assumption flying out. ZZZ dropping low again. Super out of mana at this point here. They want the Luna. The Luna is going to be a very key pick, but ZZZ just runs away. Can we have a Burrow Strike from Inflame? Yes. Burrow Strike is going to be there. Key will make it out, but they've lost pretty much triple core. And the DK is still alive, so the push is still going on.
All things considered, not the worst case scenario. I mean, you do lose your tier 2, but
oh man, they got the triple birds.
will they be able to hold this?
No, they won't. Look at the bird damage. They're dumping out both just on the birds. But the birds have high magic resist. They're like lols, and they're just sitting in the building.
Not only that, they gave him the pipe up. Oh, this is a disaster.
Yep. All right.
Storm and LC are going to be back up soon.
Uh-oh. Super needs to activate his BKB, and he will. That's straight up TP here. It's a good thing that at least they killed the Troll Warlord in that fight. If Troll Warlord is alive.
Oh, super long zip.
Okay.
Is this going to be enough?
Oh, he just heals himself.
He's out of mana.
And you had to BKB because he's out of mana himself. That was a 6-second BKB.
Just when things couldn't get any worse.
Luna just bought triple tome. Okay. What is level 25 gonna do for you? 15 stats, I guess.
15 all stats. It's not bad.
I mean, it's not like game breaking or anything.
15 stats is pretty decent. It's not like, you know.
Actually, 15 stats gonna put him up to like.
She needs to survive.
Yeah. And she's almost like surviving. 20% magic resist on Tro. Interesting. I mean, there's a lot of magic, but I've never really seen this one being taken. I guess when you're sanking defensively shotguns you and you're eating them Eclipse beams, that 20% will help.
Yeah. I think this is one of those situations where having the extra magic resistance is actually very useful.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be in a very good position this game to constantly spam your whirling axes. Looks like he will be going for his own Satanic afterwards. Replace that with Vlad's.
I don't know. I feel like the 7-second whirling axis cooldown makes you like so unkillable because you're applying misses all the time. But he's evidently a little bit more worried about magic instead. Here comes Troll Warlord and the rest of the team. The lanes are semi-pushed, so if they can find a pick here, it will be pretty easy to go high ground.
While that is true, you know, the whole mischance thing, I mean, to be fair, all of EHOME all of them do magic damage, so...
Well, Storm's
There's
magic
already a
damage
bloodline.
comes mostly from right clicks, right?
Yeah, Overload, Static Remnant.
LC's physical damage is definitely all right click. And same with Luna, so I don't know. I think you could make an argument for either talent, but this is the one he got for.
Yeah, I think he's strong enough that he doesn't even worry about the right click at this point.
Oh, Burrow Strike right into a scan. Here comes Dinshan. He's constantly being initiated against. And now they are trying to take a fight out their base. There's no need for LFY to do anything. They got the midway pressuring in, so they could just wait.
Oh, I like this. Storm is queuing up a Scepter.
Okay, I like it too. Give him the wombo combo, Scepter into bolt, dude. Here comes Super, has a haste and runs straight up. There is a Sentry Ward detecting him, but he's just gonna go fight straight up here against ZZZ. He's getting pressed, the attack. Okay, Glimmer Cape on top of him as well. Where's the detection just yet? ZZZ is just running his BKB just to run away. So that BKB is essentially doing nothing because they got Scotty as well as Frost Dragon. Mantis out gets immediately stunned again. Press attack gets stunned again. Alright, Luna's down, and Dark is gonna be dead as well. Oh, he buys back. He buys back, but there's no BKB, so can he actually fight?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but LFY playing it safe. Gonna go for the Roshan instead.
Okay.
This is also a cheese, so looking like it's nearing the end. I find it very hard to see. I find it very difficult to find it and see a scenario where EHOME are gonna win this next engagement.
They just don't have enough damage. Like they're not even close to having enough damage. It's like you said, EHOME.Keen has to win the next 3 fights or so. And ever since you said that, it was EHOME heroes getting caught out every single time.
Yep.
They're the one with the Kunkka and the Storm, so they should be advantage in that department of catching people out, but as such, you know, it's really the Earth Spirit, really the Sand King that's been pulling the weight.
Super picks up his MKB. Dragon form is up in 20 seconds. They are very ready to fight. He even has that level 25 talent. How tanky he is.
Just what I've been waiting for.
2x Dragon Blood HP regen and armor.
Yeah. So now his passive gives him 24 health regen and 24 armor.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. It's like 2 plate mails and a chain mail in one ability.
Oh, don't forget the 24 HP regen. That's quite relevant as well.
It's like half a heart or something like that.
Yeah.
That never stops.
Alright. Although, I'm pretty sure at 75 movement speed, like, you're like flying battlecruiser, you know? Fast moving.
I actually played DK earlier and I got them hit speed.
Is it hilarious?
It's actually not even that noticeable. I mean, it's very noticeable, but like you're just standing there right clicking.
Alright, here we go. Blink doing to start things off. The BKB being activated by Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord taking a ton of damage. I think he's actually attacking into the Blade Mail Super. Activating the Satanic, says, I am the dragon. I got the armor. I got the regen. I'm going to tank through everything. And it's going to be ZCZ dead. This time without buyback. Stormstreaker in a lot of trouble as well. Being completely silenced. He will jump away, but the Kunkka will not have to jump. He is going to be dead as well. Wrong says, no, not like this. And he is going to get completely chain set. EHOME.K calls a GG. And LFY did look a little bit, having a little bit of hiccups here and there, but still ultimately was able to eke out a big victory. Much thanks to that Roshan fight, where they really came back with taking the Aegis, and the Troll Roller getting the first Aegis was really what they needed to propel the momentum forward.
Yep, and I think the important thing for LFY is their cores played really well. Like Super was just doing his usual DK thing. He itemized really well, and towards the end, he was like a very, very significant fighting force for LFY, and they just couldn't deal with him. Every time they tried to get rid of the Dragon Knight, he just popped Satanic and went back up to full health, and like that's like the end of the fight.
So they last picked the Luna essentially as a teamfight hero, but what it ultimately ended up happening is that EHOME.Keen just couldn't have enough damage. Was there a single last pick that would have kind of solved that problem, you think, for EHOME.Keen?
No, I think Luna is fine. The biggest issue was that I think they overestimated or underestimated how strong this dual lane from LFY was.
Right.
They put the Sand King and the Earth Spirit, and she was just like so pressured in the laning phase, and that made it so that her farming speed was like delayed by that much.
Well, they made a decision, right? They're running 4-man gang parties to shut down everyone else. But the problem is your Luna was also simultaneously getting shut down. So maybe parking the Kunkka or the Crystal Maiden there to back him up was the right play there. But that is game 1 in the books here. You are watching the Epicenter Chinese qualifiers, and we are in the lower brackets currently. LFY 1 win away from moving onwards. We'll see if they're able to